Good morning, students, and welcome to Education 1300 Learning Frameworks. I'm going to be your instructor for the semester. My name is Crystal Benoit-Tuis. I am a professor here at San Jacinto College. I'm a full-time education professor, and this is my favorite class to teach, so I'm very excited, and I really love to teach it during summer school. And so this first video is just a quick introduction to me, and then we're going to go into the syllabus, into Blackboard, and to all of the things that we are going to have going on this semester. So first up, sorry. This is Education 1300.701. And so part of this course is for me to transition you to college. And so there's a couple of things that you always need to know. When you are looking in the course catalog and you're looking for the course, this is always going to be the department, your first letters. And so this is EDUC, so this is education. And then you're going to see either the number 1 or 2. Here at San Jacinto College, we only teach freshman or sophomore level courses. So if it's a 1, then that's notating it's a freshman level course, and if it's a 2, it's notating that is the sophomore level course. And so that's usually standard across the state of Texas. So when you get to a 4-year university, you'll have a 3,000 level course and a 4,000 level course for your junior and senior years. So this first number will indicate that. The second number, 3, tells you how many course hours it is. So this is a 3-hour course, meaning you would either come once a week for 3 hours, or you would come twice a week for an hour and a half, or online, the expectation is that you are to do 3 hours worth of coursework in addition to whatever homework or assignments that would be given to you. And so that's what the 3 is. So some courses will be a 4 right here. So your foreign languages and your calculus will give you 4 hours. And then you'll have some that are 1. So there are some courses, like there's a PE course that's 1 hour, meaning you meet 1 hour a week. And so we're a 3-hour course here. And then after the dot is going to be your section number, so your 701. So I teach many Education 1300s. So whenever you email a professor, you need to tell them what section you are in. For example, in the fall, I teach 7 sections. I'm not going to go into each section and look for you. And so usually professors won't answer it, or they'll email you back and ask you what section you're in. So you just need to go ahead and get used to knowing what section you're in for each course. And so you're in section 701 for me. We start today, June 3rd, and we go through July 7th. So I want you to look on your calendar and note that July 7th is not a Sunday. Many students online miss the last few days worth of work because throughout this semester everything's due on Sunday except that last week. The course ends on that Friday. And so it's very important that you go over your calendar, which we're going to look at, but I always like to make that clear to you, that this doesn't go to a Sunday on that last week. And so right here I would normally say what classroom we're in and what time, but we are online, so everything is provided online to you. So here's a little information about me, since I'm going to be the voice that you hear all semester. So my name is Crystal Benoit-Tuis. So the Benoit, I am from Southwest Louisiana, where we're predominantly Cajun French. So although it looks like Benoit, it is not. And then my married last name is Tuis. So again, like I said on the first slide, it looks like 2 E's or 2's, but it sounds like a Lewis, so Tuis. So I am from Louisiana. I went to McNeese State University. I like to let everyone know that because many times in life we think you have to go to a school that has a big name, and so I am here to tell you part of this course is for me to save you time, money, and to make you successful. So one thing I want each and every one of you to know is that we are trillions of dollars in debt in this country for student loans. This is the first generation thought not to be able to buy homes after they get a degree instead. It's now called a sandwich generation, where people are having to go back and live with their parents because they've taken out so much money in student loans, which we're going to discuss. And so the reason I tell you that I went to this little school called McNeese State University is because for many of you, you're going to choose a school simply based off of admissions. The reality is we need to look at not only being able admitted to a school after San Jacinto College, but to get scholarships, grants, and any type of work study where you do not take out a student loan. They're called subsidized and unsubsidized student loans. That needs to be our last ditch effort, because the reality is, in this day and age, the expectation is you should have a degree, not necessarily where that degree is from. Now, obviously, if you get into Stanford, Harvard, yes, then that is where you need to go, right? But at the end of the day, we want to make sure that we're getting out of school with absolutely no debt. And so, although I went to school at McNeese State University, I taught at University of Houston with people who went to MIT, Yale, Harvard, Stanford. So at the end of the day, as long as you become a content expert, that's what people are looking for these days. So I moved here in 2001 to go to teach in Humble ISD. So I taught 7th through 12th grade in Humble ISD. And so I taught there until 2009. But right before that, in 2007, I decided to get my master's degree. And so I worked full time at Humble ISD, and I went at night and in the summer, and in 2 years I got my master's degree. So I want to make sure all of you are aware of that, that a master's degree is totally doable within 2 years, even with a full-time job. So again, we don't want to have any debt during our bachelor's degree, and then when we go for a master's degree, unless you get a scholarship, my suggestion is work. Pay for it as you go, no debt. And so I went to University of Houston, finished in 2 years. So I started in 2007 and I finished in 2008 with a master's degree in education. And so nowadays, a bachelor's degree is an expectation. Why? Because of financial aid. In the 1950s, you only went to school, usually if you were a white male and you had money. Nowadays, anyone can attend school, and in fact, most money goes to minority students and those students that are underserved. And so since anyone can go to college now, the expectation is for a higher level career is that you not only have a bachelor's degree, but the expectation is starting to be to also have a master's degree as well. So for some of you, that might be something that you tuck away, that you go right after your bachelor's degree, again, only if you have scholarships or you're working. And then think about getting that master's degree. That master's degree gives you job security and gives you options. So since I had a master's degree, I was able to work from home for a company called Education Testing Services. So what I did was I sat at home and I graded essays of those people who wanted to become teachers. And so at this point in my life, that was very important because I got married to this man right here, my husband. And in 2009, I gave birth to my daughter here, Evie. And so I was able to be a stay-at-home mom, but still get an income because I had a master's degree. And at that time, I decided to go ahead and go back to school for my doctorate in education at University of Houston. And so while I was a stay-at-home mom, I taught online, but then I also got hired at the University of Houston while I was getting my doctorate as well. And so I just want all of you to know, as you pursue higher education, the more degrees you have, the more stability you're going to have. And I'll show you later the more money that comes along with that as well. And so for some of you, that might be that motivating factor. And then I left as ABD, meaning I've completed all of my coursework to be a doctor of education. I did everything but the dissertation. So this means all but dissertation. And so I have about a year to figure out if I'm going to finish the dissertation or simply stay ABD. And so when I decided to go back to work, I got a job up the road at Yes Prep Southeast, which is a charter school here in the Houston area. And so as soon as I completed my coursework, I started there. I taught there for half a semester and then got this job here at San Jacinto College. So I've been at San Jacinto College since 2015 as a full-time education professor. And so I just wanted to give you all a little bit of background about me before we move into the rest of the course. And so I'm going to go ahead and stop this video here. This will be the end of video 1.